Cruising the back roads with Brandy and Gina. Another new episode. What are we on? Episode 4.
Yeah, maybe.
Episode
I don't know.
episode 4. And I tell you what, these back roads of Crittenden County are really starting to look a lot like spring. Everything is starting to green up. The trees are starting to bloom out, and it is absolutely gorgeous out here on the back roads. Coming off Easter weekend, Brandy, did you have a fabulous Easter weekend?
I did. Worked a lot. Friday, Tim and I both were off, so we worked on the garage and got a truckload of stuff to haul off. And then I worked Saturday at the pit.
How was that? What was the pit like on Saturday?
Insane.
Everybody was getting their barbecue on.
I mean, we were so busy. It started before we opened.
It's that fabulous sauce you guys have.
Yeah, I do like the sauce. And they ended up selling out after I left sometime. Yeah, like 5, 6 o'clock maybe. I'm not real sure, but yeah, they ended up selling out.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So, did you spend time with your family, like with your mom and stuff?
No, Mom lives in Hoptown, and we didn't have, a dinner or anything like that scheduled. Sunday, Tim shined up the Harley, and we went for a little ride, and then our new neighbors invited us over for a dinner. So
that's fabulous. I love that. Your neighbors invited you over for dinner.
Yeah.
Now that's good homegrown stuff right there.
Yep.
I love those days. I had a pretty good weekend. Friday, I had the opportunity to go out to my cousin Mona and Mandy's house and Josh, and we had a little birthday dinner for Mandy. She's had a birthday. And you know what I love about going out to their house? You never know what's going to happen.
You never know what's going to happen when you're around, period.
But Mona and Mandy, they have the best conversations, and they're always laughing. And, when you're going to a birthday dinner, you think, well, we'll probably have, hamburgers or hot dogs. And we're just kind of hanging out. And I'm like, so I look at Mandy, and I'm like, well, what's for dinner? And Mandy's like, I really don't know. And so she comes back out, and she's like, it's white beans and ham and turnip greens. And I thought, that is so different. But let me tell you what, it was fabulous. And Mona made this lemon cake with these shavings on it. It was fire. It was so good. It was a good time. I always love going out to Mona and Mandy's. There's always a lot of laughter. Saturday was a great day. I spent it out at the Marion Country Club playing golf with Dakota Watson and Steve McKinney. And you know what? You just can't be around those two guys without having a good time. I mean, it was fun. And then Sunday, got up and went to the Marion Baptist Easter breakfast. And then we went to service, of course, and went over to Bob and Mary's for Easter lunch. And Mary always makes a selection of desserts, and it was a fabulous time. I honestly can say I thoroughly enjoyed the whole entire weekend. I wasn't like you, Brandy. I didn't do a lot of work. I did a lot of play.
Well, and I think it was Saturday too. Tim smoked some ribs and some dill pickles wrapped in bacon.
Was that good?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Well, I knew
I'm getting hungry right now.
I knew Timmy Crocker would show up over the Easter weekend. I knew that would happen. But there's something funny that happens when you get my age. I'm in my mid-50s. I'm going to be 56 in May. And I realize that more and more I have things going on in my life that I do that is a lot like my parents. Do you ever see that about yourself?
Maybe.
You're still young. You're still what, in your 40s?
Yeah.
Well, by the time you hit your 50s, you're going to do or say something, and you're going to be like, oh my goodness, that sounded just like my
Now,
parents.
Tim, he will occasionally say, "You're just like your dad," or "You're just like your mom," or, you know, that sounds just like your mom, or something she would say, or your dad. I mean, stuff like that. But
well, I can tell you one of the traits that me and my cousins, Mona and Melissa, have that is a direct thing from our parents is sirens. When sirens go off anywhere in the county, we're on the phone calling each other. And I'm usually the leader of this. Hey, where you at? There's sirens going on. Y'all okay out that way? And then it kicks off a whole thing where, I mean, we're on it to find out where the sirens are.
Well, and so when I hear sirens or I hear something going on, I usually call you because I know you've probably already heard what it is, where it is, who it is.
Yeah.
So.
And if I don't know, you know what I immediately do? I contact my cousin Melissa.
Yeah.
Because Melissa is Charlie's Angels, Cagney and Lacey, all rolled up into one. I mean, Melissa can come back with an answer in at least 2.5 seconds. There's no doubt about it. I mean, that's one of those traits that I realize more and more I'm like my mom. And then there's the whole crit and impress thing. I remember every Wednesday my parents going to town to get a press. And I remember everybody sitting around reading the press. And then it would become Friday or Saturday. And Mom would be coming in from, mowing the yard. And I would see her reading the press. And I'd be like, well, didn't you read it on, Wednesday? I did. But I might have missed something, so I'm going back over it. Do you do that with the press?
No, not really. I get it online. I don't get like the paper press unless, my Smarty Pants kiddo is in it.
Yeah.
And then I go get some copies. But
I'm with you. I have the digital press and I read it on Wednesday. And you've seen my phone.
Yeah.
I have years worth of the press on that phone, don't I?
Yeah.
And I reference back to it all the time. I don't know if I talked to you about this, but the early bird is not going to be in our mailboxes anymore.
Yeah, I'm kind of sad about that.
Yeah, I love the early bird, and I love going to the mailbox and getting the early bird. But it is digital, and they said now you can even look it up. It's on Facebook right now. So you can go to Facebook, to the press, and see the early bird, which is nice because the early bird's got a lot of benefits to it. It tells you a lot of the things going on in the businesses around town. Mm-hmm. I mean, I love the bird. So the bird's the word, man. It's going digital. There it is. And did you have a chance over the weekend to look at all of the beautiful Easter outfits, Brandy, that were posted online?
Yeah. Also, this weekend, prom.
Oh, prom. The prom pictures were phenomenal.
There were Easter pictures, with everybody's little Easter outfits and prom pictures. So, yeah, there was a lot going on.
Yeah, there was a lot. And I love looking at all the prom pictures, and everybody just looks so handsome and so beautiful. And they're just so happy. One of my most favorite prom pictures was of Blake French, Lisa French's son. He has this prom picture, and his personality in that one particular picture just pops. And it made me laugh. I really enjoyed it. Easter prom, beautiful things. Have you had hummingbirds show up yet at your place?
Well, I'm slacking. I've not put out my hummingbird feeders yet.
Oh, no.
I know. I probably should do that when I get home. Yeah.
Well, when we were over at Bob and Mary's this weekend, they were all sitting around talking about the fact that they had seen their hummingbirds. And I got to be honest, I'm like you, Brandy. I don't have my hummingbird feeder out that Melissa Gillen bought me. I don't have it out yet. And I'm sitting there listening to them talk about their little hummingbirds. And I got to be honest, I was feeling a little left out. So I wanted to say something in the conversation. So I come up with, I said, hey, Melissa, I said, the other day, I said, I haven't had any hummingbirds, but I had a beautiful bird show up down at my house. I said, it was black. I said, it had a white chest and this big red head on it, and it was exotic. She looked at me and she said, it was a red-headed woodpecker. And I was like, it's exotic. And she's like, no, it's not exotic. We had the same two birds up at our house.
I've actually,
but I wanted to have a part of that conversation.
We've had a red-headed woodpecker. Dayton, a couple years ago for Christmas, got me a bird feeder. So I've got it hanging out in the Bradford Pear. And I've actually seen the woodpecker on the bird feeder. I mean, I thought they just
pecked wood.
Yeah, hammered the tree for insects and caught them on the ground.
Yeah, I didn't know that that's why they pecked, was to get bugs out to eat them.
Yeah.
I just thought they were just pecking to be pecking.
Yeah.
I didn't know. I'm just saying. But anyway,
yeah, they eat fruit and seeds and whatnot too. I did not know that.
I obviously know nothing about birds, woodpeckers, and please don't ask me to run over there and identify that tree, because I have no idea what kind of tree it is. I mean, I don't know.
Did they talk about? Do you remember if they talked about what kind of hummingbirds they've had?
No, I just know that I wasn't a part of the conversation, and I desperately wanted to be. So I had my woodpecker story.
I mostly get the ruby-throated hummingbirds.
Yeah.
But I have had a couple black-chin hummingbirds too over the years. Yeah.
Black chins? Mm-hmm. I didn't even know there was such a thing. See, I don't really know much about all that. Well, we are starting to see a whole lot of light. Yeah.
One quick thing. You said you hadn't put your hummingbird feeder out yet?
No. I haven't.
Do you buy your nectar or do you make it? Oh, that was a stupid question on my part, wasn't it?
I can't even make oatmeal. I can't even make oatmeal.
Yeah, that was a stupid question. But
okay.
I mean, it's really easy, but I know you're not going to do it. You're just going to go buy some or have somebody make it for you.
Yeah.
But some people think they need to put red dye in their nectar when they make it.
Right.
You do not. That's a bad thing.
I have these little crystals I just pour in there with some water.
Yeah, just well, if you make it at home, it's really simple. 1 part sugar, just regular white table sugar, to 4 parts of water.
Now will Splenda work? Okay. Just thought I'd ask.
No honey, no molasses, no brown sugar, just regular white table sugar.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And just stir it up and let it dissolve. Okay. And if you have extra, you can keep it in the fridge.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that was a good tidbit. Thank you for letting us know that.
Yeah.
Miss Research Analysis over here.
I love my birds.
Yeah, I think it's awesome. My mother always loved her little hummingbirds too. But, with the floodwaters and everything going down, we have wildlife right now that has been displaced. I know I saw on Facebook the other day, somebody said, when you're going down 120 by the trade water, watch out for, what was it, the ducks or the geese or
ducks.
some ducks.
Well, when we were out there, was it last week maybe?
Yeah.
Looking at the backwater, there was a ton of ducks swimming around in the road.
Yeah. So they're displaced. So, just be mindful. Sandra Heron, I just want you to know, because of your Facebook post that says, watch out for the box turtles, that they are in the road right now. I have avoided 3 of them and probably wouldn't have noticed them without you putting that on Facebook. So, be aware the little box turtles are out trying to get somewhere right now.
Did you try to help them?
You mean move the turtle?
Yeah.
No. I didn't, but I didn't hit it.
Well, that's good, because you see them squished on the road sometimes,
and that's just
that makes me sad.
And it's mean.
Yeah, turtles and tortoises are one of mine and David's favorite things. So if you can safely help a turtle get to the other side of the road, you can move them to the side that they were going to, don't remove them from the area. They will spend the rest of their time trying to get back to their home territory. It causes them stress.
Yeah.
Because like their home area is where they find food. They know where their water sources are and mates and stuff like that. So if you remove them and then you let them go somewhere else, they're not going to know where a water source is or food or anything like that. And they're just going to wander aimlessly looking for their home area. And
that's awful. That's sad.
Yeah, it causes them extreme stress.
Yeah, we don't want to do that. So anyway, Senator Herron, be proud. We have done a shout out about Turtle Patrol. So if you see a turtle, just move it in its same direction. But for heaven's sakes, don't run over the turtle.
And don't ever pick them up by their tail either. If it's a snapping turtle, I mean, either.
Why would you ever pick a turtle up by its tail?
I don't know, but it could harm them. But you know, if it's a snapping turtle and you want to pick it up by the back of their shell, not by the sides, they have a very long neck and they could, you know, bite you. Or use like your floor mat or something and just kind of scooch them, you know, in the direction they were heading, if you don't want to touch them.
Yeah.
Or just dodge them and, you know, hopefully they'll make it across.
Yeah, there we go. There's that. And you said we were talking about the turtle thing earlier, and you were talking about your son Dayton. I know he has a pet turtle,
Yes.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And what's the connection there to that? Because it was a pretty cute story.
Well, Dayton's always really liked turtles. He has had Mr. Turtle. I'm going to say probably 20 years.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
You know, he was brought to us from my uncle. They were uncovering their pool, and this little baby turtle was there, and he brought it to Dayton. So he removed him from his habitat.
Turtle habitat?
So we've had him the whole time. But anywho, it so happens that Dayton's birthday is May 23rd, and there is actually a World Turtle Day. And that was actually established May 23rd of 2000, the same day Dayton was born.
So Dayton is a turtle guy.
Yeah.
I mean, he was born to be a turtle guy.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, he was.
And that World Turtle Day was established to help celebrate.
Celebrate! Celebrate good times! Come on! Celebrate!
Sorry.
Celebrate good times! Come on! It's a party going on right here! Sorry.
But anyway, you know, help people celebrate turtles and help bring awareness to their declining habitats and whatnot.
That's pretty awesome. Yeah. Thanks for all that turtle information.
Yeah, I know.
I appreciate that. I mean, I thought it was pretty awesome. So anyway, I don't know if everybody has heard about it. I think you probably have. There was a young lady. Oh, we have ran into a closed off road.
That's okay.
I thought the water was gone. Okay,
Oh,
it's
wow.
not. I mean, we got a 4-wheel drive truck.
Yeah.
You want to go through it?
Come
on, Brandy.
Not.
No.
That looks a little deeper than.
Then what you're comfortable doing?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, all right.
Yep.
So anyway, I'm pretty sure most people have heard about it by now. A young lady over in Union County this weekend had an ATV accident. Her name is Maggie Nelson. And our hearts, our thoughts, but most of all, our prayers are with Maggie for healing. And we ask, of course, that you pray for Maggie as well. and they have established a fundraiser that is going to be happening on May 17th at the Morganfield City Park. And this is a chance for all you pickleball players and cornhole players to show some love and support and doing something you love for Maggie Nelson. And all the proceeds and everything from this event are going to go directly to her and her family during this time. And you know, we talk a lot about community unity, and community sometimes isn't defined by geographical lines. Community is everyone together, and everyone together praying for Maggie and sending well wishes and doing our part to the best we can to help this family during this time with their loved one. We encourage you to reach out and find out, you know, what's the entry fee, and get you a team together and get out there and play some pickleball and some cornhole for this sweet young girl. Absolutely. We got a lot of things going on in the community. Baseball, softball is going hard, and if you get the opportunity, go out there, take time to go out there and support the youth in our community. We always encourage that. They're doing big things out there that the public should be a part of. You agree with me? You agree with me, Brandy?
Yeah.
100%. What else we got?
I guess that's it.
Is that it for today?
For this week, yeah.
All right, for this week, we have talked about everything we need to talk about, and now we have to try to figure out how to navigate ourselves out of this mess we've gotten in on the back roads. Remember, if you can't find a nice person,
be one.
Be a nice person. I hope everyone has a blessed and lovely week. Don't let anybody knock you off your square. Don't let anybody get you out of character. Thanks for joining us.
See ya.
Peace out.